When you're looking for a partner, you should find the best parts of your heart in that person. And then they should find the best parts of their heart in you. And that's what you should be seeking, asking God for, asking the powers that be for. Find the best parts of your heart in them, and then they need to find the best parts of their heart in you. And then I think you got what you need.
What it do, man? We back in the building. It's been a long time. You know what I mean? I want to thank everybody for coming back. A lot of people been asking me, Keith, where you been at, man? They say, where you been at? Did you give up on the podcast? We've been seeing you do Modern Kings, but what's been going on? So, I'm finally back. God has blessed me with opportunity to get back into the space of doing my solo podcast, you know what I mean? So, I've been taking the time to really just get my mind and my spirit right, because as all my fans know, or not my fans, but as all my followers and my subscribers know, I'm really real big on like my timing, I really don't like rushing stuff and really taking my time. So this episode right here, man, we trying to shake things up. We don't have just one guest, we got two guests. You know what I'm saying? We doing something a little different. We taking it to a new level and we elevating in God. So going forward, I want to start doing a lot of stuff really focused on healing, but specifically working with creating content centered around healing for women. You know what I'm saying? Because for people out there who know me, y'all know I got the Modern Kings to where I've been doing my thing working with the men, but it's important. God been pulling on my spirit heavy, and one of the things I was talking to a good friend of mine the other day, and we was talking about delayed obedience is still disobedience. You know what I mean? So he been putting on my heart, like, you got to get something for the women. So we doing it. We got two guests, these two women, black queens right now, being good friends, you know what I mean? Clients, to be determined clients, you know what I'm saying? We growing, we taking it to the next level. We got Ashely and G in the building. Let's give it up, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so I want to thank y'all for joining the podcast. We've been talking about doing this for a minute, so we're gonna pretty much just do a general intro. We're gonna start with you, Ashely. So tell everybody your name and do a background about your business. So it's like a 2-in-1. Who you are and what is your business.
Well, my name is Ashely S. Stokes. I definitely appreciate the opportunity for coming on your podcast. I know you've been talking about it for a lot of time. Every time we talk about it. But some of the things that I actually do in the community is more like mental wellness for Black and brown women. I'm an author, motivational speaker, and director of film. So just being able to tell my story openly and very candidly, to just have a safe space for Black and brown women to come together and do that. I'm really proud of the work that I'm doing in the community, and then just personally, on a personal level, just being able to elevate my own dreams and aspirations that I want to do in the world. So I'm super blessed. Thank you for having me.
Of course,
and
it's a
I
blessing.
appreciate everything.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay,
so I call her, my bad, I call her G, but
yes,
tell everybody, how do you properly
I do
pronounce
let my Milwaukee friends call me G, but my name is Gevonchai, like the designer.
Yeah, you don't need Gevonchai, you need Jesus.
Well, that's what they're saying, but I think you need both.
Come on, amen.
That's what they're saying, but I think you need both. I heard somebody just told me that was in a song.
Yeah.
It is in a song.
I forget whose song is it in.
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow. Okay, well, I'm not gonna speak on that.
Yeah, that's different.
That's different. But again, I'm Gevonchai. I own, my business is called Ghetto Mantras. It is a no barrier to entry self-care space, and we do that by providing uplifting online content, wellness experiences, and self-care packages. I have been doing this. I've been doing Ghetto Mantras for a very long time. I think my first video dropped in 2018. And when the pandemic came, I said, man, people need self-care at home. We can't get out. Life is not what we used to it being. So that's where that started. And now I'm here, continuing to do the work and provide that for the people.
Okay, that's a blessing. So, also too, I want to take this time to do a shout out to our space. Shout out to Elise. You know what I mean? And she blessed us with this space, man. She's a makeup artist here in the city. And make sure I get the name right. How do you pronounce it?
AP Makeup Academy.
AP Makeup Academy. We're going to put the link on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Elise. For this next part, I'm real big on mental health. You already know that's a part of my thing. So the first thing we're gonna do is a mental health check-in. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna start with myself, and then we gonna go. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, I'm feeling like a solid, probably like an 8. You know what I mean? Probably by the end of the episode, I'm be at a 10. You know, cause God been real blessed. And G said it earlier. She was like, "Man, you be, you know what I'm saying? You be
Level.
cool." You know, so shout out my dad, shout out my pops, for keeping me smooth. Amen. Yeah, so I'm feeling real smooth, feeling real good. Blessed to have y'all here. God is real. He's been real good to me, and I've been excited about this. I was excited about just us doing one, but then you was like, we don't just need us. We need Jesus and Gevonchai. So Gevonchai. So
both.
Amen. So
All that.
it's going down. So that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like an 8, feeling good. So Ashely, tell everybody, man, how you feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 and why?
Realistically, I would say that I am honestly feeling like I'm like a smooth 5.5, 6. And the reason being is because I'm just trying to keep calm, because I know that there's a big transition for me right now, and any unwanted, mental spaces or things that I just don't need right now. I don't want to be too high, because it's like, okay, will I forget something, or what is this high coming from, or I don't want to be too low, just because it's just not beneficial. So being right there, I'm teetering right in that 5.5, 6. So yeah, I feel good. I'm just in a space of I've just been on a high, like from November 5th on. Like I've just been very high. Because things are looking upward, and when you're so used to things just spiraling out of control, and things are actually being more leveled, that 5.5, 6 is good for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, G. What about you? What's your number and why?
I'm at a 6, like 6.5, but with like the decimal points after it, because numbers never stop. The decimals just keep going. And so I like to explain it that way, because my number is ever moving back towards the positive way. But, I just been so busy, and definitely have been stressed and anxious lately. So I'm not where I want to be, but I know after today, it's just like improving.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, G, I want you to answer this question first. Talk about how important it is, because like I said, I want women, because I want this content to be also centered around helping women get some healing. So I know this in what you do. How important is it for women to know their identity and self-worth before the person?
Oh gosh, it's so,
or relationship.
It's so important, right? And so I've been just doing a lot of reflecting, and I was talking to my friend, and I was telling her, man, I was a mom before I was a woman. And
how many kids do you have?
2.
Okay.
My oldest son is 14. He'll be 15 in February.
Okay.
My baby is 6.
Okay.
And I was a mom before I was a woman, and I'm grateful for that, because I feel like I had some contrast to figure out what is a woman versus what's a mother, because it's not the same.
Yeah.
Just because you're a woman don't make you a mother, and just because you're a mother, it does not make you a woman. And I really just had to figure things out, like what made me happy, what do I like to do, what brings me joy, what does my life look like, how can I show up as my best self, what relationship allows me to show up as my best, most confident, highest, vibrating to the ceiling self, right? Yeah. It really just took me taking an inventory on who I was, and being okay with it. Being okay with the fact that I was ghetto. Being okay with the fact that I'm colorful, I'm bright. Somebody even criticize me saying, you wear your heart on your sleeve. I do. Thank God that I do. Yeah. I'm so blessed to be able to feel and to articulate how I'm feeling about something. That's so amazing, because that's such a block for some people. I really took the time to understand what what would heal me, right? And I'm married. I've been married 4 years. I've been in a relationship almost 10. And I love my husband. We're going to be together forever. But he is not the only thing that brings me joy. My friends bring me joy. My family brings me joy. It's a whole circle. It's a whole pot of things that bring me joy. My children, the folks that I'm interacting with. So...
Right. And you said you became a mother before you became a
absolutely.
woman? So what was that transition like? Why did it take for you to become a mother first and not?
I pushed a baby out before I knew who I was.
That's deep.
I got pregnant at a young age. I got pregnant when I was, well, the math is mathing, right? Yes. Yeah. I think I got pregnant when I was 17, but I turned 18 like a month or two after. Okay. So really, like I was pregnant at 18 years old, right? And then my son was born in February.
You was in so senior or junior?
I had graduated.
Okay.
I had graduated high school, but I was still 17.
You graduated early?
No.
Well, no.
Okay.
I graduated on time.
Is the right 17.
I graduated
like
on time.
Right,
but then I turned 17 3 months after 18 3 months after graduation.
Okay, so that makes sense. Yeah, because normally people 18 when they graduate.
I was still 17 when I graduated.
Yeah, okay.
And right after I graduated, I went to Debbie Allen, award-winning, Oscar-producing, Emmy-winning choreographer. I went to her dance school in L.A. And I finished the program, but I was pregnant. Yeah. So any chance of me staying and pursuing a dance dream was just like out, like I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
And I became a mom.
Yeah.
I was in college. I was a mother. I was just my son's mother. But like, who am I, the person? What do I do outside of my children? What do I do outside of this relationship? I hadn't had none of that figured out yet, but I had pushed the baby out.
Yeah.
Already. Yep.
And so I wanna ask you about this too, because that's another thing too that a lot of women struggle with, specifically Black women. You know what I mean? Is having kids at a young age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, that's a reality of our culture. You know, that's
right.
just one of the things.
Multiple cultures.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So and that's a challenge, and I know that was a lot for you. So
it's a poverty indicator for Black women too.
Yeah. Was that the thing that took you to the that pushed you to learn?
Oh yeah,
yourself
it turned
more?
me up. It turned me up because I was like, you know, when you a kid and you have a mom that is so like, my mom was like traditional, you know, la la la. And I think that I didn't want to. I felt my mother wasn't the best mother possible, and I was so wrong. I was so wrong. Now that I'm a mom, I was so wrong. How dare I even think that she wasn't trying her best? She didn't get it right all the time, but I think she tried.
Right.
But you know, my mom's so unfair, and everybody else got color in their hair, and I can't have color in my, just stupid petty stuff. I can't. My curfew's so early, and you know, just dumb stuff, right?
Yeah.
You don't appreciate that until you're raising young people of your own. But I was like, I'm not gonna be like my mama. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Oh God, big mistake. I pray to God that I can be like my mom, as strong and resilient as her.
Right.
But it turned me up because I was like, I'm gonna have this baby, and I'm not about to be working 2 jobs and going to school. Like, I'm graduating before he going to kindergarten, period.
Yeah.
Because I need to be there for my son. And that's what I did. I graduated before my son went to kindergarten.
Power of the
Right.
son.
Oh, I wasn't playing around. It turned me up. I moved out my mom's house when he was 3 months old. I went to college right in the neighborhood. And I graduated with a bachelor's in mathematics and a minor in dance.
And so finally, before we transition to Ashely, what's a piece of advice you would give to the young mothers out there? You know, because that's one of the things too. I'm friends with, you know, young mothers around my age and younger. And even when I was in high school, some of my female friends, I'm like, you know, that's a lot, you know, to see that. So what's some advice you would give to some young mothers out there who might have had a situation to where, you know, whether it was an accident or whatever it might be, what's some advice you would give to them on how to, you know, get through that season?
Well, it's interesting you said that. So, I dropped my Ghetto Mantras care package today.
Okay, yep.
And one of the sayings, I have 2 shirts. Obviously, I'm wearing one, but I have another one. It's ivory, and on the back of it, it says, "You not the first, and you not gonna be the last." And so my grandmama said that to me when I had called her, and I told her I was so ashamed to tell her that I was pregnant, and I was like, "I'm pregnant," and I didn't want to tell her, and she was like, "Girl, you ain't the first, and you ain't gonna be the last," and that really lifted like the shame cloud off of me because when you dealing with shame, you're going to make even more mistakes than if you just stand bold in your choices. And so she was really able to lift that shame off of me. So to the young mothers, I would say, you're not the first, you're not going to be the last. And I would really encourage them to seek therapy and don't make this about you. It's about your baby and doing the best you can to give them the life they deserve because they didn't ask to be here.
Right.
So your healing, they depend on your healing. They depend on you to heal. Do it as best as you can and give yourself grace in the process.
No, I appreciate that. That was a blessing. So y'all heard it here first. Ghetto Mantras is going down. If y'all want more information on that, y'all tap in. We can put the link on the
And
screen.
first baby is on you. Wait, first baby, okay. Second baby is on you. So choose wisely.
Oh man, so what you mean by that? See, that's something different.
If you got the first baby, fine. Everybody, players mess up. After that first baby, birth control.
Like, yeah, you should already know what.
Have it together. Okay?
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ashely, as we transition into another one of these topics, we getting towards the, end of it, but it's going to get a little more spicy, a little more, So tell me, Ashely, one of the things that because I know you're real good at speaking to women and women empowerment and stuff like that, and even with the Sip and Speak Social and all of the things that you do, what's some advice that you would give to women? Or this is a question that I have, but I want you to speak to the topic of why do women struggle to leave a man that they know ain't good for them?
Ooh-wee.
He on your head.
So from this, so I'm gonna break it down. Neck. So yeah, like I said, we turning up the heat a little bit. So I want you to talk, speak from personal experience, but also speak about the advancement and how to learn from it. Why do women struggle to leave men that they know ain't good for them?
Well, I think that one of the things that I've struggled with is because you're looking for love in all the wrong places. So you get with somebody and you're searching for something. And I always think that with women staying with someone that's not typically their cup of tea, or, whether it stems from any type of physical, mental, or emotional abuse, there's a lack of something there. So I encourage women to kind of like dig deep on that. And one of the things that I, when I was younger, that I was searching for was just like my dad, like, you know what I mean? Having those, the lack of, black fathers or male figures being around. That's important. And you don't really know, like, the reasons why they're not around.
You don't fully understand it.
So, I was
Subconsciously,
yeah, but I was dating a guy when I was like, I was 19. I was 19 or whatever, and I did have like a ectopic pregnancy. And thankfully the baby didn't make it through, because I realized that I'm like, dang, like I will have like a downward trajectory from a bad situation, from somebody who was abusive. Like I'm thinking that all of these things was like love, and like, well, he wants me, he just made a mistake, or like or I'm the only person that he's done this to. And from that experience I do realize, like, dang, I was missing out on something. I didn't even love myself at that moment. So I had to seek something within myself to kind of come up out of that space. And once I did that, I'm like, damn, okay. I mean, dang. Okay, I said
not me.
He said that. He said, wait, what we say? What was the
He said, dang.
Dang. I mean, damn, like that's
okay.
Not bad.
He said that we can say that one.
I ain't saying
nothing else.
He said, Ghetto Monsters unlocked.
I do realize, like, from that experience, it taught me a lot about the person that I was in the moment and the things that I missed out on. So I don't think that women struggle to leave. Women struggle to find the thing within themselves to help them leave. Whether that's, like building yourself up in a different capacity, you have to go and do some real soul searching on like love, self-discovery, mental space, like finding safer spaces to help you blossom. You know what I mean? Like we get into these relationships thinking that everything is everything. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a relationship expert. Never. I'm not.
Yeah.
Because baby is out here somewhere. You out here somewhere. So
oh my God, you gotta make that a reel.
I'm just saying, baby, is you out here somewhere? Because
I
don't know where he at. I mean, I don't know where he at, but I feel like my person is watching me grow.
Yeah.
I feel like my person is watching me grow.
Her reactions is crazy.
She knows something that y'all don't know. Yeah. That's what is going on right now.
She said, how can you say that when you was just telling me about...
Now you had said...
She having a fit right now, y'all.
I ain't saying nothing on camera.
Okay, so
this is a man.
This is a safe space.
This is what I can say, man. We got a hot relationship, humble, open, and transparent.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So if it's something
here you go with the acronyms.
Yeah.
Evolve. True.
That's Michael
Shift.
Tyler. That was Mike Tyler. Right
okay,
there.
so here we go. But I think that for real about it is we end up lacking something within our spirits, within ourselves, within our souls that we got to actually go find and seek that through therapy, through safe spaces, through friendship. One of the things that G always say is friendships or sisterhood will save you. And I didn't understand what that mean at the time, but really having safe spaces with your sisters, not just blood, but your friends, but find deeper than a friend in a relationship. So having a safe space for your brown girls to come together and like vent, like, because you don't know what she could say to help you. And I'm not saying like the girl, let's go bust out his windows type of friend. I'm talking about the friends who's going to help you hold yourself accountable to release what it is that you need to do. And then
remind you of your self-value as
well.
reminding
of your self-value, your self-worth, because you are loved, you are magic, you are everything that you want to be, everything that you believe that you can be, you are that. And just reestablishing the boundaries within yourself too, because I think that we don't have boundaries in that space sometimes. And one of the things that I realized that, from my last relationship experience, I have really strong boundaries, especially in a vulnerable space with a man. It's almost like I don't want to give too much of myself to you, to where I'm going to lose myself, because I don't want to lose me. And having someone in a relationship who struggled with mental health, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't go down that road. That doesn't look too healthy.
You saying
for
you
me.
Was in somebody in a relationship?
That was my last relationship.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Oh, you on that? Like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
So, and I feel like I'm not gonna say like I'm ready for my person, but whenever my person comes, I just pray that I am ready.
Sorry.
She on some mess. I don't know what mess she was on, but she on that. But baby out here somewhere. He probably on the TV.
He said, I ain't gonna say nothing. She said, I ain't gonna say nothing.
So I do realize that, self-worth, boundaries within yourself is going to help you leave that toxic situation. We don't talk enough about how toxic we are in those spaces. We talk about how toxic the other person is. But if you hold yourself accountable just a little bit more, you'll feel like, okay, like I do need to leave that alone. It's not for me. So I don't think that women talk about it enough. But
I like that. Yeah, I think that's important.
We gonna get there.
Yeah,
one step at a time.
Yeah, and I feel like that is an important part to because like the original question, but that's a good part about it is like that sisterhood aspect. You know what I mean? I feel like that is needed because a lot of these women who might be in these bad relationships, if they don't really got no circle of faith, like I like to call it. They don't really have nobody to go to and have that accountability. Like, girl, you know, what should I do? Or like had that kind of advice. So G, from your perspective, you know what I mean? So she gave it from that side. To your perspective, what is the main reason why women can't leave a man that they know is not good for them? A different one from what she said.
I think that especially like when you get older, right, and you hit your 30s. When you're young, is low self-esteem.
Yeah.
You don't understand your worth. You don't understand the capability that's out there for you. You don't have a good reference point of what it could be.
Yeah.
When you in your 30s, is that you feel the options have run out, and you're trying to, and just in my experience, right, this might not be true for everybody, but you feel the options have run out, and I'm gonna stay because what else is it out there? And I think women have and can
There's
limit.
nothing better after this. Like,
Yeah, there's nothing better after this. I think they have some limiting beliefs around that, but too, like when you were asking that question, I'm like, yeah, why do women stay? But why can't men be honest and say, I'm not in a place to love you the right way? Right. Why do women stay? But why aren't men standing up and saying, I can't love you how you need to be loved? Let me go.
Now you
this your show, but I want to hear the answer.
Yeah, so you finna help me get activated. I like that.
Right now.
Now we getting rolling. Yeah, and that's one of the. I'm so glad you brought that up. That brings me to my next part. You know, but yeah, man. So I actually want to respond to that, because that's one of my that's the reason why that specific. I'm glad I got women here with that part, because I'm curious. You know what I mean? Because I see it so many times from the outside looking in, but from the same side, I had to learn that I've been in that from personal experience. I've been in situations to where, or relationships or something to where it's like she's might be falling for me or want to stay with me, but at the same time as a man, I'm prolonging it, even though I know that I might not be able to see a future with her, or I might not be able to be what she really need long term. You know what I mean? So it would be like I said, I would. When I know it should have been ended, I'll still keep it going. You know what I mean? So, and that's one of the transparent, and that's a good question too. And one of the things I had to learn is that for me, like you said, that soul searching type of thing, a lot of that stuff was like fear, fear of being alone. You know what I mean? That's
men be afraid to let go too, not just women.
Yeah. So like, for me, sometimes it would be from fearing of being alone, or because one of the things that I feel like I would always try to, so for me, it's a little different. It'd be that. And on the other side too, the flesh, you know what I mean? If we being real, if we being transparent, real and unedited, if I can do that, if we being, 100, you know what I mean? That's that's one of the things too, like we talked about when you being young, especially when you, teen years and you young, you know what I mean? You might hold on to somebody from your flesh side, or emotional trauma bonding is another thing that I did too. In relationships. So that was one of them things to where when I might been hurt, I'm going through depression, I don't want to be by myself. So if this person make me feel good, I'll hold on to that, even though
that person is not gonna be your wife. Yeah,
and that's a real part, and that's one of the things that I had to be honest with myself about, and that's one of the main reasons to where I always said on this podcast and on the Modern Kings, I'm exposing myself, you know what I mean, because I came from a lot of these failures, you know what I mean, and that's one of the main things I had to learn is that as men, we supposed to be the leaders and we supposed to set the tone. So a lot of times we should be able to identify and me personally, I feel like every man not on that level, you know what I mean? But I feel like if you a man and you in tune with your spirit and you got a lot of spiritual discernment, you should be able to sense and be able to identify, one, like you said, that me as the man, I'm not in a space to be able to go forward with this relationship. But two, I can see that you not at the place to where you even are able to receive what I'm about to give you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's the
reciprocal love.
Yeah. So I feel like the accountability with relationships got to come from both sides of it.
But I do realize, like, without the flesh, you learn a lot about yourself in that process.
You do.
Wait, what you mean without the flesh? What do you
without having experiences with other people?
Yes.
You saying without having
celibacy makes you learn a lot
celibacy
about yourself.
I am one of them girls.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned so much about myself in this time, and talk about control, and not giving in, And
Uh-oh.
because, I mean, talking about being, like, here's the thing.
She said,
let me lay down the law. I'm about to lay down the law. I've been practicing celibacy for a while.
how long? What's your
I'm not going to
record?
give you no number on that. That's personnel.
Okay.
It's been a minute though.
It's been a minute. For real.
Mine's,
they
I'm
know.
coming, and even just to transition, that's one of the things I'm real big on that too. And I was just talking to, I've been talking to all my guys about this. It's crazy because at the beginning of the year, we did a podcast in December to where on a Modern King. So I was like, man, I'm finna go for a year straight for the first time, you know. And they was like, man, my guy, he got up and shook my hand. He said, man, you got it. He said, amen. But yeah, so I told myself back in December I wanted to go for a year straight. So next month, on December 5th, will make a year straight for me being celibate. So that's one of the things. Yeah.
This month in 4 days.
Yep. So yeah, yep, coming up.
Whatever.
Yep.
If a man can control that, baby.
Oh yeah, you got the world.
Yeah,
so I would say it's longer than a year.
Okay. So yeah, come on now. Tap in. That's what it's about.
So with removing that, I said, if I'm going to be desired, and I text my friend this, I said, if I'm going to be desired, I don't want it to be in that way. Because I just see a little bit more for myself, and I do realize that that's a part of me that I didn't have a lot of control over, and the fact that I do, and I've removed that piece. So with me wanting to be more intentional about having a healthier relationship, not saying that, you know, when that time comes, but I want to be able to be more intentional about having a healthier, desirable for me, looking at me type of relationship when the time comes. Because I mean, when you giving into that, you giving into a lot. Like it's like, I think it's bearing your fruit basket is giving into, like,
man. Yeah, so it's
souls exchanging.
Yeah.
When you are bearing your fruit basket, it's souls exchanging. And when you're having so many different souls,
partners, soul ties.
You kind of shift a little bit.
Yeah.
The energy changes. You don't really know who you are in that moment because you're losing a part of yourself. A part of loving someone is losing yourself.
And y'all
you know what I mean? Like, you got to lose just a little bit of yourself, even when you are in love, because I mean, I love myself wholeheartedly, but a part of loving someone means you have to lose just a little bit of yourself. And when you are in a loving or lustful moment, you are either gaining or losing. So
and you absorbing that other person's energy.
Are you transforming into? So yeah, I removed that, and I'm a proud girl.
Hey, congratulations on that, man. So let me ask you then, G. What's your views on that?
On celibacy?
Yeah, but also because it's funny, like I said, the transition.
Not celibacy.
What?
Yeah.
What's my views on celibacy?
It was marriage at first, I thought.
I mean, but we transitioned. But this is also a topic I had anyway.
I didn't know. Okay.
I did have a topic about that.
You know,
so like from a 2-point perspective, celibacy. Just talk about the celibacy side of it.
Before I got with my husband, I'm stingy with that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't be doing that because it's nasty. Nah, let me be for real. But seriously, I just am a very particular person. I don't like spit. I don't like certain things. You know what I'm saying? Do you floss? You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you at the dentist every 6 months? What's going on? So I was very selective before I got married. I did not have a bunch of experience. I have to be honest. I've had some, just not a bunch, because I'm particular, and I know I learned early on, like, once I go there, like, it's up. So let me just keep it to myself until I feel safe enough. To do otherwise.
Yeah.
Right. And then let me ask y'all this too, because this is a question I had. When is the right time to give? Because the specific question that I had.
Man of God.
Come on now.
So.
Girl, we flicked our hair at the same time.
So let me. So
it ain't no time limit. When it's right, it's right.
Yeah,
wait, what you mean by that?
It's a time limit, not in the first week.
Definitely not. Come on now.
Yeah, it's a time
limit. I want to hear from. I want to hear. So
it's a time limit. Okay. I think that this person has had to have made significant investment in me with time, resources, for me to say, okay, this is something we can do. Significant investment.
Well, I don't want to say a time limit because I feel like, you know, there's this stigma that women have. Okay, 90 days.
No, I'm not saying that.
Okay, but I feel like when both parties have exchanged a energy that is like connection, like, hey, like establish a secure boundary, like, okay, when this happens, what happens next? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know if it's a time limit, but figure out what the plan is, because that
don't go in it without a plan.
Yeah, don't go in it without no plan, because that what are we coming next?
Don't just let it happen.
And you know, women, we lead with our feelings. And men they lead with their bodies. And we just have to really figure out what the plan is. So don't come over here unless you got a plan for us. And I ain't just saying for you. You got to have a plan for us, because if you ain't ready, baby, you ain't ready, then we could be friends.
So you're saying it's time, but you saying it's more so the understanding and
I say time and investment. I need time. I need you to invest your time into me, spending time with me, getting to know me, to build that connection. I need you to invest resources. I have this theory that I read this book, reading this book. Oh God, it's a Bell Hooks book. The title of the book is dropping for me, but she talks about the number that patriarchy has done on men, and to me, in my eyes, men value themselves from money. Before women can value you for money, you value yourself for money. That's why you want to go show your boys your new car. Look at my chain. Look at my this. Look at my that. Boy, I'm stunting on you.
Yeah, material possession.
Right? But I think society has bred men to do so. It's like a little cycle. They breed you to do it. You do it. They breed you to do, you know. I think if a man is not investing his resources and time in you, then it's just not a good situation for you to be giving up your resources and your time, which is my body and other things. I won't be doing that.
Yeah. If the connection ain't there, we ain't there. Like, I'm good on that. I'd be so.
Right.
Resources.
And
I didn't wait 90 days for my husband, I don't think.
Baby, listen.
She said,
that's why I said I can't do no time limit, because what if?
Because like you said,
what if it's okay?
But I was his girlfriend.
Right.
This fool
So
took me back to Wisconsin to meet his parents.
Let me ask y'all this: do you have to be in a relationship with?
Yes.
You should.
Me personally.
But was I before?
Yes.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what you think then? Do you have to be in a relationship with them before you give your body to them as a woman?
At this time in my life, absolutely. Okay. You ain't getting it unless we connected.
We go together.
But before, we got to go together real bad.
Yeah.
We got to go together real bad.
Yeah.
But before, it wasn't like that. That's why I was like, I can't do this. Like, it's something that I don't want. It's not beneficial to me. It's, you know, like, we get what we gonna get for the moment. It's good. It's blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we both out like, all right, see you later. Like, no.
Deuce it.
Definitely.
It's not worked out for me.
It's not, and especially in a more intentional, more
y'all
grounded
experienced it
space.
from both.
I have,
absolutely.
Both sides, from being in a relationship and doing it outside of. Okay.
Yes.
It has not worked out for me. So I wait till somebody is like, I'm committed. You my boo.
Yeah, and you gotta come get me, boo.
Right.
Come get me.
Yeah.
Come
I like
get
that.
Me. Yep. So yeah, that's the tea.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then finally, so you feel like before we transition, you feel like it has to be a relationship or the marriage thing. Let me. So
come on now, wait.
Yeah.
You went too far.
Yeah. So
I gotta test the train out before we.
Yeah, all of that.
Okay, cool.
I gotta test the train before the rain.
Me too.
I gotta test the train before the rain,
y'all. So this is
that's definitely a real.
SWV. Rain down on me.
Hey.
Let your love like okay, but so yeah, that's how I go. So you saying before you get married, you gotta
absolutely
you gotta
and live together. And live together.
Come here, I gotta figure figure you out, sir. Come here, sir.
And live together.
Yeah, first of all, we gotta live together. I gotta figure out how you manage your money and everything.
That's what
I
I'm
gotta figure out
saying.
Right.
I gotta be in your business.
Do you
with that.
scrunch up the toothpaste thing or do you roll it
Yeah,
up?
baby. Or do you put that tissue upward or downward?
That's what
'Cause
I'm saying.
not going.
Are you going to take out the garbage?
Or are you gonna come to the gas station and pump my gas for me?
That's what I'm saying.
What we doing?
That's right.
So even no matter what the vibe, like how you were saying before, no matter how good y'all vibe and y'all connection is, y'all in a relationship, it's been working out. Y'all cannot get married before you test drive it in that way.
Oh no, we gotta.
It's impossible. It's impossible. Like
I need to see what's going on.
I need to see what you doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
We gotta, or we gonna be training up a child in the way you should go.
That's true. You do have to, like, if you going to get really good at anything, you have to practice.
You gotta practice, baby. I gotta show you.
So what you being, like I said, on the other side of marriage, what's been your biggest takeaways, you know what I mean, from just from your experience on the spiritual aspect, and like how rewarding has that been? Because they say that's the finish line. When you make it there, of course, you still got life after that.
Oh, God, we got so much life. The marriage is the starting point. It's not the finish line. You start at marriage.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway from our marriage, we got married October 6, 2019. And my biggest takeaway so far, it's a lot of takeaways.
So how many years has it been? So what's that?
4.
Okay, 4. You've been married
four
for 4
years.
Okay.
But like I said, we met. We working as teachers together. We met at school in 2014, and our first date was January 2015.
I think it's amazing how women remember all them dates.
He know it too, probably better than me.
Man, yeah. Be on it.
But biggest, I don't know if I have a biggest takeaway, because I think it's different for every marriage. But I think my husband and I are just always going to figure out how to love each other. Always. And what that means for us. Like, we both understand we're going to be forgiving each other the rest of our lives, which is a hard thing to swallow. Like, I got to forgive you for the rest of my life, and you might keep messing up in the same way. And I'm not talking about infidelity. I'm just talking about, like, partnership issues. You might keep messing up in the same way for, like, 3 years.
Right.
And then after the 3rd year, you finally gonna get it. But I got to continuously forgive you for the next 3 years about the same thing. Let's fight. But we do it. And I would say that if you're going to get married, you're with the right person if you are allowed to be your best self. What's crazy is, like, y'all know how I dress. I'm a sexy dresser. I am
eclectic.
Yeah, all of the things.
Never heard
like,
that one before.
if I'm dancing at the club, I'm doing whatever. Not on other men, but like with my friends and stuff like that. I'm having fun. I'm out of town all the time, right? And my husband just let me go. Just go do you. If you wanna take a trip every weekend to Detroit, because that's where I'm from.
Remember, that's what Shay was talking about on the panel. Remember, she was talking about that same example.
My husband let me turn up. Like, my friends came to Halloween, and he just catered to us the whole time. Like, brought us drinks, brought us coffee, brought us, like, anything we wanted. Like, that man says, how can this lady live her best life? Let me go out there so this lady can live her best life. He's done that since we've been together. So I owe so much to him, because he creates an environment for me where I can just thrive. And it's been like that since we've been together.
And would you say, from with being married from a spiritual standpoint, is that really like the
covenant is something?
Yeah, that's what, because that was
Be
the question
clear.
I had. Yeah, so
the covenant turns
of
you
marriage,
up.
Is that really is that real?
It turns you up. It turns you up. It turns you up. You go ahead and get married and get with your person. And the reason why it turns you up, I don't think God says, ooh, here's extra blessing. But I think what happens is you get so much protection in marriage if you're doing it the right way. You avoid so many people. You avoid so many unnecessary situations, because I'm married. I'm not out here connecting with all of these different souls. I'm connecting with the soul that God said, this is the one you need to be connecting with right now.
Yeah, the safety.
Man, it protects you.
Yeah.
So it turns you up, because you just don't have to hit those. It's like bumpers in a bumper car. You can just drive in your car safely. I don't have to veer off this road. I don't have to veer off that road. I don't have to make a U-turn. Like, I'm just in my car driving with my man. We having a good time because we got married and we did, I do believe in the covenant, we did what God said to do. Yes, it turns you
Okay.
100%.
So I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, as we close it out, Ashely, what would you say? What would you say for what you, like you said, knowing having your experience that you had in your relationships? What is your desire? You know, do you know what you desire in a partner? You know, and you, like you said, you've been on your celibacy journey and all of that. So you've been working on yourself and you elevating. What do you really look for in a man for that long term vision?
I guess what I look for in a man, it's not necessarily looking for in a man. It's like I just want to be myself right now, and I want to kind of focus on that. Like I feel like when you're out there looking for something, you're going to get the thing that you're actually looking for, and it may not be the thing that's for you.
Right. Yeah.
And the thing that I need right now is me.
Yeah.
I need me to be like. Here
I
she
gotta
go.
step in.
No, wait. You're going to let me finish, though. The thing that I need right now is me to be my full self before I go out there looking. I don't want to keep looking for something because I'm ended up getting the wrong things, but I also just want to keep plugging in to me. And then when it happens, I'm going to know when it's right. So what I desire is, the right thing to be the right thing.
Yeah.
What you finna say, G?
I was just gonna say for people that are looking, but for you especially, but for people that are
She
looking,
better not say nothing about me. I'm a roll my
I'm
eyes.
not. I think that when you're looking for a partner, you should find the best parts of your heart in that person, and then they should find the best parts of their heart in you. And that's what you should be seeking, asking God for, asking the powers that be for. Find the best parts of your heart in them, and then they need to find the best parts of their heart in you. And then I think you got what you need.
Yeah, I mean that's good too. No,
Stop looking at me.
I don't know.
So what made you
I don't
bring that
know.
point up? Because you had made the face and then you stopped her like what?
Because I think that could possibly be a thing that Ashely is going through right now, finding the best parts of herself through her situations.
Look at this girl telling us.
I didn't say nothing.
Through her situation.
I think for me right now, I don't know, y'all. Dating is tough for me. It's the hardest thing. It's a topic that I absolutely do not like. Dating. I feel like I got everything in my life figured out. I got it figured out. I know what I want. Like I'm not the girl who don't know what she wants to eat.
Right.
Like I know exactly what I want. I know how to do it, when to do it, where to get it at. When it comes down to business, I am A to Z.
Right, yeah.
But when it comes to dating, for me, it's extremely tough because I'm like, here we go.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
you gotta
and
go through
honestly,
that whole process again.
When I feel like when that person comes, I want to be extremely transparent with them. Like, hey, you know what? I don't know what a real man is. So when you come over here, just bear with me because I don't know what that experience is. That's what I'm looking for in a man. Someone that's patient with me because I've never had the experience. So when that time comes, I just want it to be right. And even if it isn't right, I just want to be right for me. Like, people go out there looking for Mr. Right, but Mr. Right is going to be right for you. And you just can't go out there just saying like, this is my person. Just pick this person up and bring them over here. Like, no. So I like what you said. But
you will though, because you are becoming the most authentic version of yourself,
of myself,
and you will find somebody that's a real
gonna
man.
be he's gonna be like
what you need.
He's gonna be exactly
Bingo.
what I need.
Yes, he will.
And when he comes, I just want him to be like, I'm proud of you, girl. I want him to be like, I'm
get
proud
me
of
off
you,
this
boo.
show.
Man.
So yeah,
Okay,
I definitely want.
I like that.
I want the person to be extremely patient with me, while I open up my heart to him. Because it is a thing for me. It's something that I want, and you know, 2024 is my year that I really want to turn that dating thing up. So, you know,
Okay.
we gonna see what that be like. We gonna see
Dog.
what that be like.
Yeah, okay.
Boo.
But no, that's amazing. I appreciate both of y'all sharing, you know, y'all experiences and y'all perspectives on that. Because, you know, that's one of the things that I'm, like I said, you know, I'm always trying to learn, you know, what people views is on relationships. And, you know, because I'm still learning and trying to find better ways to do it myself. You know what I mean? But
Keep being you.
Yeah, to the point that you said, you know, that celibacy thing really make it a lot more easier to get more in tune with yourself before the person. You know what I mean? Like I said, especially with me being a man. That's probably the best thing I ever done, because it's like now my spirit and my emotions not being pulled in the wrong direction, and because I got vision, you know, getting provision, you know what I mean. So, and I'm focused on myself and getting myself in order, because especially if as men, we supposed to be providers and protectors. If your stuff ain't in order,
ooh, you come from a good household.
Yeah,
boy.
So you know how
that
you
man
supposed to
come
be
from a good household.
Yeah, so and that's another thing too. Background wise, I was blessed to have both of my parents from birth all the way until, you know, now. So I've been able to see, you know, the examples of what that stuff look like. You know what I mean? So, and that's my desire. You know, so and that's another reason. Like, to your point, like I take dating real serious. You know, I'm real big on not rushing into relationships. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, why waste time just saying we in a relationship just to say it if we know it ain't gonna go. Because that's the goal.
Oh yeah,
go all the way.
Yeah, if it ain't
you know
that for
I mean?
me next, then.
Yeah, so. But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man, for real. You know what I mean? It's been a blessing having y'all on my podcast.
Yay!
You know, we got some healing. You know, shout out to all of the people out there who still been staying tuned in to the episode, man. So finally, I'm gonna just ask y'all, what was y'all, starting with you, Ashely, what's been your experience being on the MVP podcast for the first time overall? What's your experience?
I would say, you know, one big word I would say is eye-opening, because I learned something about myself today just by talking. And, you know, I appreciate the experience, the vulnerability, just being open, candid, fun. And yeah, that's really been my experience with MVP. Like, it was eye-opening.
Yeah.
Gut-wrenching eye-opening.
Yeah, that's important. And I appreciate that too, because like I said, we've been planning to do that planning to do this episode for a while. We definitely got to do a part 2. You know what I mean? You know,
and Charlotte or the D. Ooh, the D.
What?
Charlotte or the D.
Oh.
What y'all thought I said?
Something inappropriate.
She on a different type of time.
She on that married child.
She said on the D. She said what? Yeah.
Okay, maybe in Detroit for her
event. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, because I know we still got to plan that out too.
Have to do some pre-planning for that.
Woo.
Yeah. So, G, you know, from your experience, you know,
wait,
Ashley, because how many?
We gotta go.
How many podcasts you been on before this?
Woo.
Girl, this is a podcast queen.
I'm over 20. I'm just.
What about you? How many podcasts?
I don't even know if I've done 10.
Okay.
Hey, what's funny is it takes somebody to get me outside. I'm cool.
Yeah.
But everybody can't get me outside.
I can get her outside.
She can get me outside. Everybody can't get me outside.
Yeah. So I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate you pulling up. But what's your been experience like, you know, being on this podcast?
I just like giving Ashely mess. And having all the little insides that I'm thinking in my mind about her.
Right.
But it's been good. I love when I get to reflect and think about things and articulate how I feel. Like, I can't wait to get this back and show my honey, like, you're the love of my life. So it's a good experience. It's always good to just talk about some things and keep uncovering the truth about yourself and who I am.
Man, and finally, anything y'all want to say before we close it out? Anything y'all want to add to the people out there, to the viewers, some motivation?
One thing that I want to say to the viewers is find out who you are and continue to love that person wholeheartedly, because without loving your full self, even the ugly parts about you, then you will never really find out who you are. So just keep loving you, keep going after it. And follow me on all my social medias. Ashely Stokes Network. It'll be changed too. You know, Ashely S. Stokes on Instagram, Facebook. Right now it's Sip and Speak Social. Okay. But it will change to Ashely Stokes Network real soon.
All right, and me, just follow Ghetto Mantras, and you'll get all of what she said and some more. That's all I got.
And that care package. Go get that care back. Go get that care back. I'll be the spokesperson. Go get the care package. She's currently wearing a shirt right now. This is, and baby, it feels good. Baby, it's cold outside. You know that song. What's the song? Frank Sinatra or something? Oh, that's a good song. And it has some nice words on the back.
Yep,
curated by her. She
yes.
has the bangles on too.
Just buy a care package and follow us.
Just buy the care package. It ain't none of them cheap
Y'all
bangles.
been listening for 2 hours now.
It ain't none of them cheap bangles. So just make sure that you go ahead and get our favorite homegirl stuff.
Period.
Man, that's a blessing. So yeah, man, I appreciate y'all once again, and shout out to all my viewers and my subscribers. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button if you watching. Start over and do it again. You gotta subscribe, you gotta tap in. So I appreciate y'all for helping me. With my vision and helping me, fulfill my purpose and walk in that. Because helping create conversations centered around healing and helping people become a better version of themselves is something I'm real big on. So I appreciate y'all. So God bless y'all, and we'll see y'all in the next one, man.